Welcome back. I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service, part of New Mexico State University, your family and consumer science agent. Today we're continuing our series on our fall favorites. Last week we talked about apples, had some fun drying apples and making a craft. And now we're moving on to pumpkins. Nothing says fall like a beautiful pumpkin. Most of us though, when it comes to cooking or doing something with a pumpkin, it can be really daunting. Okay, kind of a scary thing. The number one reason pumpkins are sold in the United States is for decoration. Because like I said, that says fall to us. It makes us feel like the season is finally here, even when it's 95 degrees outside, like it has been this last week for us. There are different varieties, different kinds of pumpkins out there. The big thing to remember, pumpkin is a squash. Pumpkins are edible. All the types of pumpkins are edible. Like we talked about with apples, though some are more conducive to different types of purposes. So when we look, this is a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Big, orange, gorgeous, nice and round. A good one to pick for that. This is a white pumpkin. You could still cook it, use it for whatever. Most of the time, we're going to use it for decoration because it's pretty. So when we talk about food, the ones we want to eat, what you want to look for are what we call pie pumpkins. They may say sugar pumpkin or sweet pumpkin. You can see it's quite a bit smaller than a regular jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, but it's going to have that meat that's more conducive to cooking and being, if you're making pie filling or whatever it is that you want to use it for. Every method that's out there for preserving foods is not going to work with your pumpkins. They're not all going to be good for that. Anything you do with a pumpkin, aside from freezing it, if you want to freeze pumpkin to save for later, that's great. Everything else you make out of it, if you want to make pumpkin salsa or something fancy, you need to treat it like fresh pumpkin. Like with any fresh vegetable, once you cut it, it's going to need to be refrigerated if you intend to eat it. So don't think you're going to go back and use your jack-o'-lantern later, because once it's been left out, it's going to grow that bacteria and the yucky food safety stuff that we don't want. So we need to think about that as we work with our pumpkins. So like I said, for something that we're going to eat, we want to look for pie pumpkins, sweet pumpkins. Anytime we go to pick a pumpkin, we want to think about some things. We talked about our stems on our apples. Your stem on your pumpkin is also going to help you know what you want to look for. You want it to be left 2 or 3 inches at least, and you want it to be this nice dark green kind of color, not all dried out like it's been off the vine for a really long time. This means it's going to be a little fresher, but that it's also good and ripe, like it needs to be for what you want to use it for. Okay, and again, we want to make sure we have a stem on there because that stem is helping protect the inside. So what can we do with it? Today I'm going to show you very quickly how to make pumpkin fries. Some of you I know are big sweet potato fry fans. It's going to be the same kind of idea, but out of pumpkin. So what a fun, healthy snack, a great way to get your kids involved in eating, trying a new thing. We're going to talk about pumpkin fries. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your pie pumpkin or your sweet pumpkin and cut it in half. So you can see, here's the half. Unfortunately, when you cut these open, they got all the stuff inside, just like your jack-o'-lantern pumpkin that you have to clean out before you can make a jack-o'-lantern face and use it for display. So you're going to want to get all of this stuff cleaned out of it. If you want to save the seeds that you can roast, you can do that. There's lots of recipes and fun things out there to do. So we're going to cut it in half and then in half again. So see, this is about 1/4. And then go ahead and clean out all of the stringy stuff and all of the seeds. Okay, I usually like to use just a metal spoon to get a good scrape on there to get those strings to come loose. You may have a better tip or trick that works for you, and that's great. I'd love to hear it. The important part is that you get the stuff cleaned out. This other 1/4 I've already done. So once we get it cleaned out, we're going to remove the rind on the outside. Think just like with a watermelon, you're going to have to get rid of this outside skin piece, which can be very difficult. It may take a pretty large knife. What I've done is just gone around it and shaved it off. So then we're going to take our section and we're going to cut them into fries. So think just like regular French fries, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Okay. to make your fries. I already cut some. I had some that were on the edge that didn't quite come. That's all right. We're going to eat them anyway. Still make a nice, yummy, pumpkin-y snack. So then you're going to take a couple tablespoons of oil of your choice, vegetable, whatever kind of cooking oil you like to use, olive oil, any of that's fine. Your choice of seasonings, if there's something you really like. I've got Italian seasoning in mind because that's something we use a lot that I just happen to have on hand. If there's taco seasoning or chili powder or something that you like as a flavor, you can experiment with this and see what blends best with the pumpkin. So we're going to throw our fries in here. We're going to toss them to just coat it. And then what I'm going to show you today, we're going to cook it in the air fryer. We're going to set our air fryer to about 400 degrees, 6 minutes. It's going to make your fries. You can also bake these in the oven. That's not a problem. Whatever appliance you have on hand that's ready to use, you can use. So I have a batch that we've already mixed up. Here in the air fryer, you can see that fun golden color. They've got that nice crispness, can't get that word out, to them. So you have these fun pumpkin fries that you can share for a great afternoon snack. Sprinkle a little cinnamon sugar on them. Maybe you want to use a little pumpkin pie spice on yours, and even have them as a dessert. So fun things you can do, simple things you can do, so we don't have to be afraid to cook with pumpkin. Okay, as I said, one of the main things that pumpkin is used for is decoration. The sad thing about that is they don't last. They are perishable. They are, when we talk about our fruits and vegetables, that need to be refrigerated to hold their shape. So sometimes we may want to make or fix a decoration to give us that fall feel that's not actually a real pumpkin. So the craft I have to show you today, this is, you can take one of your favorite old books. You can take books you picked up maybe just at the, somebody was throwing them out. Sometimes we see them at garage sales, at the thrift store, all kinds of just normal low paperback books. And you can make your own book pumpkin. So what a fun feel for fall. Maybe you have a cute library or bookshelf with lots of books on it that this would make an excellent addition to. It's pretty simple to do, will take a little time. You're going to want, if you want to let the kiddos decorate it, that's great. They're going to get a little frustrated trying to cut it out. I'll just tell you that right now. I got a little frustrated trying to cut it out. Once I got going, it was very relaxing and kind of a fun thing to do. So you're going to take your book, whatever book you have on hand, remove the cover. Okay, that's going to have to go away. And then make your pumpkin pattern for however you want your pumpkin to look. So you can see, maybe if I can get the light right, it's traced on here for how we want the pumpkin. And then you can choose, pick up a few pages at a time and just follow your pattern with the scissors. Until you cut all the way through, pull it back and tear it off. Okay, and you've started your pumpkin. Okay, an X-Acto knife, a box cutter works well for this as well. If you want to cut more at a time, or just because it takes a long time to sit here with the scissors and do it, you can just push down and cut through a pretty decent stack of pages to do that. And this is also helpful when you get down far enough that you're going to remove the spine at the top and the bottom. It's going to be helpful to have a type of cutter like that. Okay, so you just continue cutting until you get all the way through your book. Once you've done that, you're going to glue, what I've done here, your front page to your back page. Just pull it around, glue them together. I used hot glue. You can use whatever you have on hand. That's easy to stick paper together. And then you start fluffing. Now, this one is kind of half. I mean, you could set it against the wall, whatever. The longer you mess with it and spread the pages and move it around, the fuller it's going to get. So now at this point, you can add orange paint, you can decorate it, you can sponge it, you can spray paint it. This is just a twig I went and got from outside, hot glued to the top. You guys know I like raffia from last time we talked about with our apples. Take your raffia, and add it on there. Cute, simple decoration, very inexpensive to make and put together. You can pull it out and use it year after year. I hope that you learned something fun about pumpkins and will try something new this fall. Again, I'm Mindy Turner with the Curry County Cooperative Extension Service. If you have questions about your family's health and wellness, or you would just like more information about the programs we offer, get in touch with us, curryextension.nmsu.edu or 575-763-6505. And at either of those places, you can request our newsletter by email or hard copy in the mail. I hope to hear from you. I hope you enjoy pumpkin season. Thank you.